Imagine dedicating years of your life to perfecting your walk, your poise, and your speech, only to step onto the Miss Universe stage and realize the winner was decided long before the competition even began. What if the crown you're competing for was never really up for grabs? That's exactly what some contestants and insiders are now claiming. The Miss Universe pageant, once the pinnacle of beauty, intelligence, and grace, is being called out for favoritism, backroom deals, and scandalous leadership decisions. Accusations of rigging are nothing new in the world of pageantry, but in recent years, the evidence has piled up like never before. Miss Universe has long been a cultural phenomenon, bringing together contestants from around the world to celebrate beauty, confidence, and diversity. But as scandals continue to surface, audiences are starting to lose faith. Viewership numbers have dipped, social media outrage is at an all-time high, and some former contestants are now speaking out, claiming that the competition is anything but fair. From shocking winner selections to lawsuits and public outbursts, we're about to break down the 5 biggest reasons why people are saying the Miss Universe pageant is losing credibility. And trust me, some of these revelations will make you question everything. Imagine stepping onto the Miss Universe stage, your heart pounding, as you stand alongside the other contestants, waiting for the winner's name to be announced. The moment arrives, but instead of genuine anticipation, you feel something is off. The crown goes to someone who wasn't a clear frontrunner, and the judges' scores seem oddly predictable. Now imagine hearing whispers that the winner was chosen long before the competition even started. That's the reality many contestants and pageant insiders claim to have witnessed. Allegations of rigged outcomes have followed Miss Universe for years, but recent controversies have made these accusations harder to ignore. From contestants publicly calling out the organization to past winners hinting at favoritism, the credibility of the pageant has never been more in question. One of the biggest bombshells in recent pageant history came from Miss Universe Argentina 2024, Magalí Benejam. Unlike typical rumors and behind-the-scenes gossip, this was a contestant who actually won a title, only to be stripped of it after speaking out. Benejam made headlines when she boldly declared that the pageant was always fixed every year. She didn't stop there. She alleged that the results were predetermined, the competition was orchestrated behind the scenes, and that contestants were set up to fail while the chosen winner had everything in their favor. If a crown title holder is willing to risk everything to make such bold accusations, it raises an important question. How much truth is there to these claims? Could the winners really be pre-selected? While Benejam's statement was shocking, she wasn't the only one calling out favoritism. The 2022 Miss USA pageant became one of the most controversial competitions in recent memory, when multiple contestants openly questioned the fairness of the results. Many believed that the competition was rigged in favor of Magalí Benejam, who later went on to win Miss Universe. The controversy reached its peak when some of her fellow competitors refused to celebrate her win and even walked off the stage. They claimed that Gabriel had received unfair advantages throughout the competition, including special treatment from sponsors and preferential exposure. The backlash was so intense that the Miss USA organization had to launch an internal investigation. However, despite their attempts to clear the air, the damage was done. Many fans and contestants remained unconvinced that the pageant had been fair. Beyond individual scandals, longtime pageant fans have noticed a pattern. Winners often come from countries with strong sponsorships or financial ties to the organization. Is this just a coincidence, or is there a financial motive behind the selection process? For example, countries that have hosted the pageant in recent years have seen their contestants place higher than expected. Some suspect that this is because having a local winner generates more media attention, sponsorship money, and ticket sales. Others believe that major corporate sponsors, many of whom have financial stakes in the event, may have some influence over the final decision. Once the Miss Universe crown was considered the ultimate achievement in pageantry. Now, with former contestants speaking out, scandals rocking the competition, and fans noticing suspicious patterns, its reputation is hanging by a thread. The real question is, if the results are predetermined, who is really in control? The answer might lie within the very leadership of the Miss Universe organization. And as you're about to see, the people at the top are facing scandals of their own. Even if Miss Universe wanted to fix its credibility, there's one big problem. The people running the show are at the center of the controversy. A competition can only be as fair as the people in charge, and in recent years, the leadership of the Miss Universe organization, MUO, has been accused of everything from favoritism to using inclusivity as a marketing gimmick. One of the biggest leadership controversies hit in 2024 when the CEO of the Miss Universe organization was accused of promoting fake inclusivity. The pageant had been making moves toward diversity, crowning its first transgender winner, welcoming plus-sized contestants, and emphasizing empowerment over outdated beauty standards. But insiders began to question if these moves were truly about inclusion, or just a way to generate media buzz. Reports surfaced suggesting that contestants who didn't fit the traditional mold were only being highlighted for publicity, with little actual support behind the scenes. This backlash became so severe that it put the entire organization's credibility under scrutiny. If inclusivity is just a marketing tool, what does that say about the integrity of the competition itself? Another major shift happened in 2022 when the Miss Universe organization was sold to Thai media mogul Anne Jakrajutatip. As the first transgender woman to own the pageant, her leadership was seen as groundbreaking. However, it didn't take long for the criticisms to start rolling in. Some accused her of making business-driven decisions that prioritized profit over fairness. Shortly after taking over, there were sudden format changes, rule shifts, and controversies over how the competition was being run. Some contestants complained about the lack of clarity in judging criteria, while others claimed that behind-the-scenes decisions seemed to favor certain countries. Under new ownership, Miss Universe was supposed to be entering a new era of transparency. Instead, it found itself in even more chaos. Beyond business decisions, the organization's leadership has been accused of favoring specific contestants. Some have pointed out that the new ownership seems to have strong ties to certain countries. Coincidentally, these same countries have been performing exceptionally well in the competition. Fans have also noticed that some contestants receive significantly more screen time, interviews, and promotional materials than others. In a supposedly fair competition, shouldn't everyone be given an equal chance to shine? All of this has led to one major problem. People no longer trust the people running Miss Universe. The scandals at the top have trickled down, affecting the credibility of the entire competition. But leadership scandals aren't the only issue. Things start looking even worse when you examine the national competitions that lead to Miss Universe. As we move into the next section, we'll expose how corruption at the national level is making the entire pageant system look suspicious. If you think the rigging starts at Miss Universe, think again. Many of the scandals surrounding the competition don't just happen on the global stage. They begin at the national level. The pageants that select contestants for Miss Universe have been plagued with allegations of favoritism, unfair judging, and even corruption. If these national competitions aren't fair, how can we expect Miss Universe to be? One of the most infamous national scandals happened in 2022 at the Miss USA competition. Moments after Magalí Benejam was crowned the winner, something unprecedented happened. Several contestants walked off the stage in silent protest. They believed the results had been predetermined, and they weren't afraid to let the world know. The controversy exploded when Miss Montana USA, Heather Lee O'Keefe, openly stated that the competition was rigged. Other contestants backed her claims, pointing to evidence that Gabriel had received special treatment throughout the pageant. One of the most damning accusations was that Gabriel had been given exclusive sponsorship deals and media attention long before the competition even started. The backlash was so intense that the Miss USA organization was forced to conduct an internal investigation. Their conclusion? They claimed there was no wrongdoing. But for many, the damage was already done. People saw it as another example of how pageantry isn't always as fair as it seems. In 2023, the Miss Dominican Republic pageant sparked controversy when a leaked scoring sheet surfaced online. According to the document, the scores appeared to have been altered, favoring one contestant over others. The scandal led to public outcry, with fans demanding transparency in the judging process. Despite the backlash, officials denied any wrongdoing, dismissing the leaks as misunderstandings. But the situation only added fuel to the growing suspicion that these pageants are more about business and politics than actual competition. The Philippines has long been considered a pageant powerhouse, with multiple Miss Universe winners over the years. But some pageant fans have pointed out a pattern. Filipino contestants often place high in the competition, even when their performances don't seem to match the hype. Critics argue that the Miss Universe organization benefits financially from the massive pageant following in the Philippines. The country's pageant fans are among the most passionate in the world, generating millions of dollars in revenue through sponsorships, merchandise, and voting systems. Could this be influencing how Filipino contestants are judged? When national pageants are plagued with favoritism and alleged rigging, it raises a serious question. Can Miss Universe ever truly be fair? If contestants are being hand-picked at the national level, does that mean the Miss Universe crown is already decided before the competition even begins? And if you think these scandals are bad, just wait until you hear about the lawsuits and legal battles the Miss Universe organization has faced. The next section dives into the courtroom drama that has further damaged the pageant's reputation. It's one thing for contestants and fans to claim a competition is rigged. But when lawsuits start piling up and legal battles make headlines, it's a whole different story. Over the years, the Miss Universe organization has found itself at the center of multiple lawsuits, defamation cases, and public disputes that have only worsened its credibility crisis. One of the most infamous legal battles in Miss Universe history happened in 2012, when Sheena Manin, Miss Pennsylvania USA, resigned from the competition and made a bombshell claim: the pageant was rigged. She alleged that a fellow contestant had seen a list of the final 5 winners before the competition had even begun. Her claims went viral, but the Miss Universe organization, then owned by Donald Trump, hit back hard. They sued Manin for defamation, and a court ruled in the pageant's favor, awarding the organization a staggering $5 million in damages. This legal battle sent a strong message. Anyone who publicly accused the competition of being rigged would face serious consequences. But instead of clearing the pageant's name, the lawsuit only fueled suspicions. Why go to such extreme lengths if there was nothing to hide? In 2023, the Miss Universe Thailand pageant became embroiled in controversy when accusations surfaced that the winner had been chosen based on political connections rather than merit. Critics argued that the new leadership of the Miss Universe organization, which had recently changed hands, was influencing national competitions to align with its business and political interests. The accusations led to protests and online backlash, with many Thai fans demanding transparency in the judging process. Although the organization denied any wrongdoing, the controversy left many questioning whether Miss Universe was truly an independent competition or just another tool for power and influence. Legal battles aren't the only way the Miss Universe organization has tried to silence critics. In 2013, Miss Canada, Anastasia Lin, was effectively banned from competing in Miss Universe because of her outspoken activism against human rights violations in China. Lin, who was born in China but raised in Canada, had been vocal about the Chinese government's human rights abuses. However, when she won the title of Miss Canada, she found herself blocked from obtaining a visa to compete in the Miss Universe pageant, which was being held in China that year. many suspected that the Miss Universe organization had quietly sided with the Chinese government to avoid controversy. From defamation lawsuits to politically motivated exclusions, Miss Universe has a history of aggressively protecting its image. But instead of reassuring the public, these legal battles have only fueled speculation that the competition has something to hide. If Miss Universe wants to restore its credibility, it needs to be more transparent. But the scandals don't stop here. Next, we'll explore the cultural and ethical missteps that have made the pageant even more controversial. In a world where image is everything, one wrong move can destroy a reputation. Unfortunately for Miss Universe, the competition has found itself caught in cultural and ethical scandals that have left fans outraged. From racially insensitive moments to controversial winners, the organization's missteps have only added to its growing credibility crisis. One of the most shocking controversies happened in 2024 when Miss Universe title holder Victoria Kjær faced backlash after a video surfaced of her lip-syncing a song that contained a racial slur. While some fans defended her, arguing it was taken out of context, others saw it as yet another example of how the competition fails to hold its winners accountable. The backlash was swift. Social media exploded with criticism, demanding a response from the Miss Universe organization. Yet, instead of taking decisive action, the organization released a vague statement that did little to address the issue. This left many questioning whether title holders were truly being held to a higher standard, or if the organization was simply trying to sweep the controversy under the rug. This wasn't the first time Miss Universe had been accused of cultural insensitivity. Over the years, the competition has been called out for inappropriate national costume designs, offensive questions during interviews, and even instances where contestants were mocked for their accents. For example, in a past edition of the competition, a contestant was asked a politically charged question that put her in an uncomfortable position. Fans felt the question was unfair and designed to create controversy rather than showcase the contestant's intelligence and grace. These moments have led to accusations that Miss Universe prioritizes drama and spectacle over true representation and respect. Miss Universe has recently made efforts to be more inclusive, welcoming transgender women, plus-sized contestants, and mothers into the competition. But critics argue that these changes are more about publicity than true inclusivity. Some believe that these contestants are highlighted only for media attention, without any real chance of winning. If Miss Universe wants to be taken seriously as an inclusive and modern competition, it needs to do more than just make token gestures. True credibility comes from genuine change, not from using diversity as a marketing tool. With all these missteps, it's clear that Miss Universe is struggling to maintain its reputation. But is it too late to fix the damage? The final section will explore whether the pageant can recover or if its best days are behind it. With so many scandals, lawsuits, and allegations of rigging, one question remains: can Miss Universe ever regain its credibility? Or is the golden age of beauty pageants officially over? For decades, Miss Universe represented more than just beauty. It was about intelligence, grace, and global unity. But as accusations of favoritism, shady leadership decisions, and cultural missteps continue to pile up, it's becoming harder for audiences to trust the competition. Fans who once watched with excitement are now questioning if the winners truly earn their crowns, or if the results are just a carefully orchestrated show. If the Miss Universe organization wants to restore its credibility, it needs to take real action. That means greater transparency in judging, stricter oversight of national pageants, and holding contestants accountable for ethical missteps. Most importantly, it needs to prove to fans that the competition is truly fair. So, what do you think? Is Miss Universe still a prestigious competition, or has it lost all credibility? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest scandals shaking the entertainment world.